Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, April 28th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple quick clarifications. Number one, the price you see over here will be changing, and the candlestick you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, TOP, monster move today. So you got to think a lot of people are going to be watching this one. So I want to map out a couple key levels here. And in all actuality, a nice little pattern here has formed. So the top part of the pattern that I think a lot of people are going to be watching right up there at, let's just call it the $20 mark. And then on top of that, you have this nice little trend line area right there. And maybe not everybody is going to draw the pattern the same way. Like I said, I'm just trying to look at the levels that seem most relevant in the near term. And from a resistance standpoint, like I said, you can see several times the price has been up around that general area, again at $20, and the momentum has just disappeared. Now, that doesn't mean that the momentum can't come back, and there's also a self-fulfilling prophecy dynamic to it where you got to think a lot of people are watching 20. So when a lot of people are watching the same level, wondering the same thing, like I said, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So is it guaranteed to happen? No. But is it plausible? Is it logical to think that if the price comes up here and pushes up through 20, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That's certainly a plausible outcome. And then you just have that lower support trend line right there. And then, like I said, you kind of have the little pattern here. We'll keep it one color. So resistance, support, upwards move right here. For you golfers out there, we'll make it more visual. Put the golf hole down here. This will be known as a bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants, if you like kind of those self-fulfilling prophecy type areas, keep an eye on it. And definitely, if you like very fast-moving stocks, then here you go. Next one here, EVLO, good solid penny stock with a nice pattern, a lot of volume. So let's keep assuming you like penny stocks on this one. But first one right here, top of the area pattern and resistance up there at 28 cents. And then to go along with that, there we go. We have this trend line right here, so this pattern should start to be looking relatively familiar too. But we'll change that to green to represent support, and then I keep it all the same color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big move up right here, we have the golf hole down here. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. Biggest difference here would is this one's a penny stock as opposed to the other one, which was quite a bit more expensive. But if you like bull pennants, now you have a couple choices. Next one, CFRX. A couple different choices on this one, whether you're a breakout player or somebody that likes to play more so pullbacks. So from the breakout standpoint, and once again, reintroducing that idea of self-fulfilling prophecies, you got to think that all sorts of people have drawn that trend line right there, which, again, to reiterate, guarantees nothing. But is it plausible to think that if the price can turn itself around, come up to that trend line and get a break up through it, that break could create additional buying pressure? That's certainly a plausible outcome that could very well take place just due to the nature of that trend line and a lot of people watching. And then on the flip side of things, if you like to play pullbacks, pretty well-defined area here from the pullback standpoint where the price could be headed down here at this former breakout area, right around, let's just call it $1.65, which makes it interesting because it's basically splitting the difference between the 50-period moving average, the purple line, and then that pink line, the 200-period moving average. So right in the middle of those, right, at $1.65 could very well produce a nice little bounce point again. And I'm going to keep saying it, there are no guarantees, but is it plausible? Could you structure yourself a nice little risk-reward scenario based around that $1.65 mark? Absolutely. Next one here, FRC. Been tracking this one very closely, and in fact, yesterday put in this wedge pattern here, and this is what gets very interested headed into Friday, is that you can see right here the price, and this will mean a bit more to those of you that did watch the video yesterday, but I mean, check out how the price, it's like that trend line there is like glue, and the price just can't quite separate, which brings about the interesting and exciting question for Friday. Is Friday finally going to be the day where the price, separates and gets out of this glue? Because again, you can see just the price stuck around that red line right there. And that's a very exciting question, and that's what a watch list is all about. Finding unique, finding interesting situations, and not rushing out and randomly buying things, but watching and see how things play out. So maybe you disagree. Maybe you don't think this is a very interesting situation, and that's fine. No problem at all. But if you do, then yeah, get it on the watch list, and let's see if the price can separate away from this, we'll call it the glue trend line. Next one here, AMC, and very, very nice day. For those of you that have watched the past videos, you know that we've been talking about the pattern and drew in that trend line right there. And today, opening 30 minutes, price came up to that trend line, got the break, and then a very, very nice follow-through move from that area. So in other words, higher highs and higher lows from the bigger picture point of view, and that's what it's all about. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that line as it served its purpose for now. And we now have a newest pattern. And this pattern is now going to be based around this former breakout point, which is basic technical analysis. When levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So $5.30 so far, so good. You can see right there, did indeed act as support. So keep an eye on that. And then from the resistance side of things, have a pretty nicely defined area up there at 550. So pattern standpoint, keep it one color, resistance, support, nice move there. So this would be more of a bull flag pattern. If you want to call it a bull pennant, I wouldn't put up a big argument. But point here being, from a broader standpoint, that's what it's all about. The price has been putting in these higher highs and higher lows. And like I said, that's the name of the game. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, certainly get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the web page. One special note though, it is a genuine live event. So a couple scenarios. Maybe you're like me. Yeah, I have 5 kids, so you have a busy schedule. Maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening. You can't make it. Maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you just completely missed it. Go ahead, send me an email to clay@claytrader.com and I will send you a link to the replay. All I ask is that because it's live, it first needs to happen, then I got to get it uploaded, but then I'd be happy to send you a link to it. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up and hopefully I'll be seeing you here in just a few hours. Next one here, Meta, formerly Facebook, and earnings out, and the market really, really liked what they had to see. And I'm just doing this one because strictly popular stock, very, very big self-fulfilling prophecy type attribute, because you got to think, maybe you already noticed it, but yeah, very clear area of resistance right up here at $241. I'm going to count, let's see, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So 5 times the price got up around that area, couldn't quite push through it. So again, you got to think that a lot of people will be watching, especially if it recovers from this current pullback. So yes, as of right now, the price is pulling back, but if the price can turn back up and get up through there, is it guaranteed? No. Is it plausible to think that a break of that level could create additional buying pressure, especially on a popular, well-known stock such as Meta? Absolutely. Next one, TSLA, Tesla. Very, very impressive day today. And essentially the double bottom that I talked about yesterday did in fact go into motion here. Bit of a gap down, but that gap down did not last very long at all. And then went up and pushed in a very, very strong way. In fact, has gotten up above that purple line too, which is a nice sign of strength. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these lines as they serve their purpose for now. In the near term, as far as supports, 2 main levels stand out. More of a broader one right here at the 156. Let me double check that. 157 mark. But in the very near term, key level to watch is going to be that purple line there, 50 period moving average. Based on that principle, which you've heard me say, when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So the price is now above that purple line, right now valued at, let's call it 159, and preferably speaking, the price should stay above it. Now, if it doesn't, it's not like the entire move is destroyed, because the price would still have the opportunity to come down here to that level of support and then head back up, which in that situation, from a broader standpoint, would be completely healthy. You'd have a low there, you'd have a low there, and the stair steps would still be progressing in the upwards direction. So not like it'd be game over or anything like that. But yeah, preferably won't make the chart look the strongest. Definitely if the price can stay above 159. Next one here, UCAR. Nice move here. But now it's really just a question of, is this the start of something bigger, or is this just some sort of one-day wonder? And we got a very quick and straightforward way to answer that question, which in my mind, it's all about 485 moving forward. And why is that level so revealing and helpful? And I'm not saying this will occur, but just for example's sake, let's say the price comes down here and then just continues on down. At that point, what would that be doing to the price? That would quite literally be putting the price right back to where it was. In other words, that implies that the price was down here, made a great move up, and then is right back to where it started. Not exactly a sign of genuine power. In fact, in trading jargon, you'd call that a pump and dump, some sort of dead cat bounce. Again, I'm not saying it's a pump and dump in the sense of this is a company being run out of some bunker in North Korea. I'm just making it from more of a price action standpoint where the price makes a great move up and then comes right back down. But to be fair, maybe it's the start of a stronger move because nothing can go straight up. But as I just talked about on Meta there, if the price comes down there, or not Meta, but excuse me, on Tesla, if the price comes down there, bounces around, and then heads back up, what do you now have from a bigger picture point of view? Well, you'd have a low there, and you'd start to now get some stair steps in the upwards direction. So I'm not saying this is a pump and dump or anything like that. I'm just saying that is why 485 is very important moving forward. Next one here, LCID did this one in yesterday's video and talked about the pattern and got a beautiful breakout of the pattern. Came up there through the 200 period moving average and up it goes. So for those of you that watched yesterday's video, congratulations, assuming you took part in it. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that level as we have a new, almost kind of a case of deja vu, because same exact pattern, just at a different location of the chart. So I'll quickly draw this as you've already seen it before, but you got to think a lot of people have drawn that trend line right there. Then a lot of people have noticed that this area down there seems to be the bottom part of this current little consolidation. So again, change that to green to represent support. And then just keep it all one color as I've been doing. Resistance, support, big explosive move today, golf hole down here. So got yourself another bull pennant pattern. But assuming you care about more of a bigger picture point of view, then like AMC, higher highs and higher lows is the name of the game. And that's what this one has been able to accomplish over the past few days. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ market, meaning if you believe the NASDAQ market is going to rise, this one will also rise. Difference is it allows you access at a much lower price point, which makes it very popular among retail traders. And yeah, today, very, very impressive move because the NASDAQ had a very, very impressive day. And this will mean more to those of you that have been watching past videos, but if you have, you know that I've been talking about and tracking that resistance trend line over and over again, and you can see this morning, got the gap above it, and then just a complete and huge breakout from that level. So it's time to go ahead and get rid of all these lines here as they serve their purpose for now. But we got to get new levels updated here. And this is always fun where you got to figure out, okay, well, where are next potential battlegrounds at? Because all those other battlegrounds were wiped away by the bulls. And at this point, what stands out to me is I would call this more of a resistant zone from right here at 27.95 to up here at these highs, which sit at the 28.20 mark. So like I said, you can pick one or the other. That's fine. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of cheat maybe a little bit and just call this general area right here the next key resistance zone that the bulls will have to fight through. The good news is that the price is well within striking distance. I mean, it's just sitting slightly below this area. So that's always presenting a fun question. Can the price get up there and continue to break through these areas of resistance? And if it does, do you get now some sort of self-fulfilling prophecy angle? All those, like I said, at least in my opinion, very fun questions, very exciting questions to be able to ask because today was such a strong day. But no doubt about it, big move on the NASDAQ. Does this momentum carry into Friday? Let's see what happens. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for the free live class. But like I said earlier, if you can't make it live for whatever reason, go ahead, send me an email to clay@claytrader.com, and I would be happy to send you a link to the recording. But if you can make it live, then yes, it'll be very soon, Thursday, April 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, do two things for me. Hit the like button, leave a comment below. Say hi. Tell me what you traded today. Tell me what you're watching tomorrow. But those two things help out the channel and help out the algorithm. And as long as I know that you as a viewer are enjoying these top 10 videos, I will continue to put in the required time and effort to get these out to you. So again, hit the like button, leave a comment below. And if you can make it, get signed up for that free class. If not, go ahead and send me an email.